Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Plot Twists and Freudian Slips podcast.
I'm Jules, a licensed therapist who spends all day analyzing people.
And I'm Mary, a diehard bookworm who loves to use books as an escape from reality.
And this is the podcast where we take fictional characters, drag them out of their fantasy worlds, and put them right here on the couch.
Because sometimes happily ever after is actually just codependency in a trench coat.
So, as a therapist who works with kids, I have a lot of games and conversation starters. So today we're going to use a little conversation card situation to get to know your hosts a little bit more.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. So these are geared towards children. So we'll see. I imagine that they're very, very appropriate then.
Yeah, perfect.
And if they're not, then yikes.
Here, then we'll take that card out of the box.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I feel like I'm doing tarot cards. Let's see. All right, I'm going to pull this one. Okay. This one is for emotional intelligence. Let's see how emotionally intelligent you are, Mary.
Oh boy.
How do you react when someone How do you react when someone asks you to do something you know isn't right?
Well, first I would ask some clarifying questions of what they were asking me to do, and if it still was not right, I would not do it.
You're in reality, I feel like you would just be like, F that, I'm not doing that. Correct. All right, let's ask another one.
Okay.
Okay, I like this one. What would you take with you to a desert island?
Stuff to make a shelter, or a how-to of sorts of how to survive on a desert island.
A how-to?
A how-to. Some books keep me from being bored.
Obviously.
Yeah. Maybe a how-to of how to forage.
Yeah, how to forage.
Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah.
Maybe some friends.
That'd be
Pretend it's
good.
a little vacay.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Maybe some SOS signals, some flare lights.
Yeah, you have a lot of room in your bag.
Yeah. I just ended up on a deserted island with a huge bag of stuff.
Yeah, you have flares and everything. That worked out well. I will say, when this question gets asked, I always think of one thing that no one ever mentions, and it's very important: contacts or glasses. That's my worst fear as someone who wears contacts, is that if I am on a deserted island, something like that, your girl can't see. I cannot see at all.
Me neither.
Yeah. Yeah, you wear contacts. Yeah. So bring your glasses.
Yeah, I was
bring
gonna say
some
glasses,
extra contacts.
because you can bring contacts, but mine are monthly, so it's I put my thing in a little cleaner every night. I'm not gonna probably have that on a deserted island.
Yeah. So so that would be my big thing. All right, let's ask one more. Let's a yellow one. This is nice. This is under the category of hopes and dreams.
Oh.
What's your goal for this week?
This week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had mentioned it in the last episode how I started making a sourdough starter.
Yes. Did you name her?
I didn't know you named starters.
People, yeah, like Bertha.
Okay. I'm going to call
Josie.
her... I'm trying to think of all the old women I work with and what name I think is cute. I'm going to name her Helen.
Helen?
Yep.
Is that not your mom's name?
No. My mom's name is Carolyn.
Oh, okay. True.
Yeah. So Helen is almost pretty much fully activated. So my goal for this week would be to make a loaf of sourdough bread.
Yay!
Yes.
Do you have any particular recipe that you've looked into?
No.
Okay.
I was just trying to make it through the starter process first.
Yeah. And how has that process been for you?
I mean, it's been slow, but my parents keep our household very cold.
Nice. No,
I twitch.
Not nice.
No, not when it's negative 40 degrees outside and I feel like I'm an icicle inside as well.
True. True.
So it's like starters need like more like a warmer.
Some humidity or something.
I don't know about humidity, just warm it, like warmer air
Some
and
warmth, some empathy.
So I think yeah. So it's taking a little longer than I think most people's starters take, but
okay. Well, there's no rush.
Yeah. Anything for you? Or you're moving this week, aren't you?
Yes. So my husband and I bought a house. So we close on it tomorrow and get the keys, and then we move. However, I am going to Ireland, so he's gotta do a lot of the moving on his own.
Matt's got it.
Yeah. No, and
weird how that worked out schedule.
Yeah, what? Who planned that? Yeah, no, and a lot of the things are already in boxes, so yeah, it should be a pretty easy move. Our apartment and our house are not too far from each other, so my goal for this week, though, would actually just be getting everything in order before I leave for Ireland. So
you're going to Dublin?
We're going to Dublin, and then we're going to do like a tour of Southern Ireland. So we're going to go over to like Cliffs of Moher and
of course
Kilcarney, I think. And then we're going to do a day. Yes, thank you. And we're going to do a day in Belfast, I believe. So I've been watching a lot of Dairy Girls in preparation.
Perfect. I went to Dublin, Ireland for like 12 hours. When I went to London.
When did you do that?
When I went to London,
Yeah.
my friend Tina and I, we flew to Dublin for like the day. And I need you, when you're in Dublin, to go to this restaurant called Box Tea.
Box Tea.
Boxty.
Box Tea. Okay.
Box Tea, yeah. Best food I had the entire trip, London and Dublin.
What was so unique about it?
I don't even know. It was just
I was about to be like,
good.
Is it like American food? Like,
no, it's...
No, I mean, obviously, I would hope it's not American food.
Yeah, it has some American food in Ireland.
Yeah.
No,
something unique.
It was so good. I'll have to send you some pictures of the meal.
Yes, please do. Yeah.
I like crave that stuff. I'm like, let me just fly to Dublin just to eat this meal. It was like a stew with like meat and potatoes and stuff was my main dish with like different kinds of bread on the side.
Hearty.
Yeah,
I feel like they have a lot of hearty food over there. They do. But then you're also walking so much, so I feel like it cancels.
Right.
It out?
Cancels? Question?
We
also got this like starter of fries that had this like amazing seasoning on them. And of course, us being like typical fat Americans, we're like, we're gonna get 2 orders, one of this. And our waiter's like, they're really big portions. May I suggest you start with 1?
Your order was like, stop.
So we're like, oh yeah, that's fine. It came out. We're like, so valid. It was like a mound of fries.
I love it.
With like different sauces.
Your waiter was looking out for you.
Yeah, he really was. He was so cool. And then he like gave us all these like recommendations. There is like a almost like a speakeasy, but they don't call it speakeasy. That's called Mary's Hardware Store. Yeah. And it's like a hardware store, but in the back it leads to like a bar, a pub.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. I'll have to check that out.
So, yeah.
I'll have to add it to our list of things. Thank you.
Yes, of course. If you're new here, here's how this works. I bring in a book and its characters to the table. Usually Jules hasn't heard of it or read it. I give her the plot, the drama, the red flags, the tea, if you will.
And then I apply actual clinical theories to explain why they're acting like a chaotic mess. So we'll talk symptoms, diagnoses, and treatment plans.
Basically, I ruin the romance with logic.
And I ruin the fantasy with science. It's a great partnership.
For today's episode, there is a big content and trigger warning, so any of those will be listed in the show notes or the description. Please take those seriously. If you feel there's something that is too triggering for you, we totally understand. You can just exit out of this episode and we'll just see you in the next one. Along the lines, because we're talking about the whole book, there'll be major spoilers. And when I say major spoilers and I talk about the whole book, I truly do mean that. We're talking the whole book. So if you haven't read it and you don't want spoilers, pause this episode, go read it, come back. Or if you don't care about spoilers, then we'll just jump right in. Well, Jules, you ready to open the file?
Yes, I am getting my notebook ready.
Perfect.
Cool, I'm ready.
Awesome. Today we are discussing a few characters from a book that was actually recommended to Jules by a friend or an old roommate or something, was it? Brittany?
Yes. Brittany, my roommate when I went to school at WVU. So shout out to Brittany.
Perfect. Yes. Thanks you, Brittany. She recommended us that we needed to dissect Pucking Wrong Number by C.R. Jane. Our two main characters are Monroe Bardot. She is 19 years old. She had a pretty hard life growing up. Her mom did drugs and prostituted for money. And then at the age of 10, she witnessed her mom die from an overdose and then went into foster care and did not have a positive experience in foster care. We also have Lincoln Daniels. He is 24 years old. He is a hockey captain on an NHL team, I believe. Has a very complicated relationship with his father. Father is a billionaire that owns like a hedge fund company. He was physically abusive to him and blames Lincoln for the death of his brother. So those are our two main characters. At the start of the book, Monroe is with her foster family. She is about to turn 18 and her foster dad tries to proposition her.
Ew.
Yeah. Disgusting. She runs away to like the Dallas area to live in like a shelter.
And where were they before?
Houston.
Somewhere else in
Houston, Texas. Yes, so it's Texas.
Gotcha.
Once she turns 18, she takes her GED test and she gets 2 jobs in the medical field as like a receptionist and a catering company, and is also going to community college to take night classes.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah. Her luck has not turned up quite yet. She at the doctor's office that she works at, a doctor tries to flirt with her inappropriately. Her landlord that she rents from also tries to proposition her a lot. She knows she needs to find a way out, but she just can't afford to go anywhere else.
I will say, just interrupting real quick,
Mm-hmm.
all of those things suck so much. From like just a reader standpoint, why couldn't the author get like a little bit more creative? Like, that's a lot. Like 3 times, like every, like, I mean, not that that doesn't happen.
It's to show that she's like super attractive or whatever, and that she's got you all like men are so much, and men are just
dogs.
Gross.
Men are dogs.
Men are dogs.
Men are dogs. But I just feel like already this is not a book I would read just because it's like that's very repetitive. So
yeah.
That's
and
my
it was
critique.
so funny because when you had sent me like the screenshot of Brittany recommending the book for us to talk about, she was like hating it.
She was not a fan.
And she's like, he's a narcissist, blah, blah, blah. And like the first maybe like half of the book, I was like, okay, like it's a dark romance book. So like it's not going to be for everyone. Like, yeah, he's being a little controlling or whatever, manipulative, but like it's a dark romance. And then something happens, which we'll talk about. I'm like, jaw on the floor.
So excited to hear about it. First like glance, it almost sounds pretty similar to what's the series? Is it by L. Kennedy? Is that the hockey romance on campus or the
off campus?
Off campus.
Close.
It gives me like his dad was like rich and a hockey pro or something like that. So also this is great timing with what's been going on with the women and the men's U.S. hockey teams. So yeah, interesting.
Many thoughts on that, which we will move
maybe
on
get
from.
into, maybe not. Yeah.
I mean, if people don't know where we stand, that's on them.
Yeah, that's on them. I think we make it pretty clear. Okay, so circling back to what you were saying, we've got Monroe, who's 19. She has now moved to the Dallas area and is trying to get out of these not so great situations. And then you also mentioned Lincoln, who is our main male character, who is 20, and you said the hockey captain.
He's 24.
Oh, whoops. 24. Okay, cool. Please continue.
Yeah, of course. So, she knows she needs to get out of the situation, but she can't afford it. One night when she gets home from her job, she gets a number or a text from a number she doesn't recognize. Lincoln had accidentally texted her thinking he was texting someone else. They kind of start like a little banter over text, and so they send a selfie so he knows he got the wrong number, and then he sees how gorgeous she is, whatever, and like he's like,
yes. Okay.
They do a little flirty exchange over text, and then this is where his obsession starts to develop.
Okay.
He then goes to where she lives to make
Nope.
sure she...
Nope. Yep, nope. That's not okay.
to make sure that she made it home safely, and now and like watches her from the distance, like in the shadows, basically. And you could see it's like this obsession starting to develop.
I'm glad you're using the word obsession because that's true. It's like this unhealthy obsession. It is not like this like romantic whatever. It's an obsession, and that's not in a good
Yes.
way. Yeah.
Right. And so they continue to text like very often, just like about random stuff throughout the day. Monroe goes to the study group, but was actually tricked into going to the study group by a fellow student, and it was actually him tricking her to just come by herself so he could have a date with her at this restaurant.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Lots of gross men in this book.
Lots. It's just a theme.
Yes.
Why not just ask her out? Like, why not just
I don't
whatever?
know.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't ask me to try and understand the male brain. So she is like doesn't want to like cause any kind of like riff or anything, so she kind of stays. But the restaurant shuts down, and she calls Lincoln to tell her that she's scared her classmate is gonna like follow her home. So he's like, well, do you want to talk on the phone so you're not like alone kind of as you go to your apartment or whatever? And she's like, yeah, so whatever. And then they're talking. He calls her dream girl. Like, they've only been talking for a little bit, whatever. But then
Yeah,
from
has it been
Lincoln's...
like one day at this point?
Right. And then later on in the book, from Lincoln's point of view, you find out that he then goes and finds that classmate and beats him up and threatens for him to stay away from Monroe.
Hot or not?
I mean,
I feel like you're gonna say yeah.
yes,
from like from like a
like,
not realistic.
Yeah, I mean, like
in a dream world.
in the fantasy book, like yeah, okay, yes,
yeah.
like
In real life, like no.
it'd be like
Yeah.
oh,
and that's why it's fantasy.
Yes, and he also hires a private investigator to investigate Monroe and her life and her background.
He's got money.
He's like a superstar NHL player, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
It also goes to, like, Lincoln's POV. He has a meeting with his dad. His dad is like this huge asshole, blames him for his brother's death.
Damn.
And then Lincoln also feels like that responsibility and that burden.
When did brother die?
Probably a few years prior, I think. And then Monroe is working her catering company job, and that's when her and Lincoln finally meet, is at this charity event. He like takes her in private so they can talk, in quotes. But then they get interrupted by paparazzi.
Not the paparazzi.
Yeah, he's super famous, whatever. He comes to her apartment after, and she's like, I need you to leave. I don't know how you know where I live, but you're overstepping some major boundaries.
Slay.
And then, so she's like, kind of like cuts off communication. She's like, that freaked her out, like, whatever. The next day or whenever she has class next, he comes to her classroom and like does this whole speech in front of everyone and basically gives like an ultimatum of if he will pay for everyone's tuition in this classroom if she agrees to see him again.
Is this the big thing that you were saying? No? Oh my gosh, that's like the most... I have to like remind myself, this is fictional. Like, don't get mad. It's not real.
Right. Thank goodness.
Spooky.
Yeah. So she obviously agrees because she feels just like pressured to like for her classmates or whatever.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
He invites her to one of his games, and his teammate actually gets her to wear like his teammate's jersey and not his.
Ooh.
And he gets super angry when he sees that, and he punches his teammate. And when he sees her in person, he like rips it off of her basically. Okay. And he's like, if you ever wear another man's jersey, I'll kill that man, so be careful, sweetheart. Da, 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 da.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay.
She admits that she is scared, and he nods. He's like, I'll show you how good it can be until you're not scared anymore, until trusting me is easy as breathing. I put a little note, seems like insta-love.
Yeah, insta-love. Absolutely. Yeah, the love bombing. Also, I know it's meant to be like this like controlling, possessive, like hot thing. When you just read that, I was like, it was giving me the vibes of someone who's wearing like a fedora. You know?
Wow, yeah.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Like, it was not.
As he starts to escalate in his obsession and his like quote love for her, he secretly makes a copy of her key so that he can break in while she's sleeping, and he jerks off and wipes his cum on her lips. And that's not even the craziest part of this book yet.
I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
First of all, though, when you were saying that he breaks in and like watches her, immediately my mind was like Twilight. Edward Cullen coming into Bella's room and like he like would sit there in the chair,
watch her
like,
sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is 10 times worse though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah, not following her boundaries. Okay, I got like shivers.
I know.
Shake it out. Okay, and that's not the worst thing, so I'm scared.
I know. He is talking to his best friend and admits he's in love with her. He even got her name tattooed on his dick.
Okay, I don't even know what to do with that. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna need like a minute to process that one. I don't know.
Yeah,
keep going.
We'll just keep going, and you let me know.
Yeah, thanks.
His dad realizes that he has this like obsession with this girl, and he like threatens if he doesn't fall in line, he's gonna do something to her. Ooh. So then he's like, okay, how can I like convince her to move in with me and fall in love with me so I can protect her or whatever. So he goes and blackmail her landlord.
Blackmail.
Blackmails her landlord. And basically forces him to evict her so that she has to move in with him.
What the hell?
I know.
That has to be so illegal. I mean, blackmail is illegal, but like...
Okay. Yeah. And then there's a quote that I put down. Now that she's going to be living with me, I knew I could convince her to fall for me, and I wouldn't hesitate to use every trick in my playbook to do so. I was a predator and she was my prey. But she was more than that. She was my salvation, the one person who could make me feel alive again. I was willing to do whatever it took to keep her by my side, to make her see that we were meant to be together, and nothing, not even her, would stand in the way of that.
Okay, do they... Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Are they, like, throughout the book, are they having conversations? Like, or is it just, like, him, like, following her around being creepy? Like, are they,
no, they're, like, fully in, like, a relationship, basically.
Okay. And is she
But she doesn't know that know that he's doing all this stuff in the background. He doesn't know that he's blackmailing her landlord to kick her out.
That's such intense betrayal.
Yeah. Okay. And then another game that she's at, his father shows up and sits next to Monroe and, like, kind of flirts with him.
Wait.
Flirts with her.
The dad
comes to his game that she's at and sits next to Monroe.
And flirts with her.
And, like flirts with her and, like, is being weird and, like, kind of, like, a threatening vibe to Lincoln that he can get close to her and do, like, hurt her.
Oh,
he doesn't fall in line to his whatever.
All right.
The anniversary of his brother's death comes around, and his dad texts Lincoln that he wished it was Lincoln that had died.
Damn.
Yeah. And Lincoln feels really guilty because he had forgotten that it was the anniversary of the death day. So he basically drinks himself to death, basically, of like basically trying to kill himself. And then Monroe finds him at the cemetery laying next to his grave, and he's sobbing, saying he misses him so much. And basically he relays the story to Monroe about how his brother died saving him by drowning in a frozen lake in Minnesota. So they had walked on the ice on the lake, and it wasn't thick enough. So Lincoln fell through. His brother came over to saved him, but then got swept under the ice and died.
That is sad.
Yeah.
Does that, as a Minnesotan, is that the correct use? Is that something that happens, like, here and there?
Yeah, so you, like, there like you have to wait till like the ice is a certain thickness to go on it to do like ice fishing or whatever, and it can be super dangerous when it's not thick enough because like it can be cold for a really long time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the water has frozen enough to be sturdy enough to hold your weight.
How do you know that it's thick enough?
I don't know how they determine like the thickness. I'm sure there's like some sort of way to measure or something, but
Interesting.
there's usually like okay, it's safe enough to go do ice fishing and bring your basically like your car onto the ice and stuff.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that does suck that like the situation with his brother. That does not excuse all the stuff that's going on, but it makes sense that you know there's some trauma there. What happens after that?
Yeah, so they get into an argument over something. They get into an argument when he tries to like give her his like black Amex card to like go buy whatever.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
I literally was like, let me say, anytime I'm reading like a dark romance or like a billionaire romance, that he gives the main girl their credit card, and she's like, no, I don't want to. I could never. I'd be like,
unrealistic.
bye. Let me go buy everything off the shelves.
Yep. Let me
Like,
tap that card around.
Literally, bing, bing, bing. Anyways, they get into an argument about that.
Yeah, that's one of the most unrealistic things in this book. It sounds like someone pretending to be like, no, I don't want to spend your money.
Yeah, she's like, no, I have my jobs. Like, I can provide for myself is what she's basically saying. So then he's like, okay, fine. I need to figure out a way for her to not be able to provide for herself. So he goes and blackmails her boss at the catering company into firing her. Or no, wait. Blackmails her boss into the doctor boss at the medical office she works at into firing her from there. And then he like tells or like blackmails the catering company to stop calling her into shifts.
This is what we call financial abuse.
Yeah. So she's able to like go and like so she doesn't have to work, so she can like go to his playoff games. So she's there, whatever. And then there's another quote that I wrote down. He goes, "I'd never let her leave. I thought as I drove. No matter what, I'd make her happy, even if it meant locking her up and waiting for fucking Stockholm Syndrome to take hold. My thoughts were fucked, and I knew that, but that was what she had done to me."
I almost wish that this book would have been better, in my opinion, and I didn't read it, so there's my disclaimer, but it would have been better if it was like a vampire romance, because then I feel like, because vampires, like, in the, like, romance world, fantasy world, I feel like they have, like, that more possessive, controlling personality or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like then you could almost get away with it a little bit because it's like just so not real.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, this is a vampire or whatever. But this is like a hockey 24-year-old, first of all, which is a baby.
Yeah.
Like, ew, if a 24-year-old tried to talk to me like that when I was, 19 or 20? Like, disgusting.
I know. Yeah. And I feel like that's why dark romance is such like a hit or miss for people too.
Totally. Yeah, there's something out there for everyone.
Yeah. And then even like Monroe is like recognizing that this is not good. She's like, Lincoln seems to revel in the fact that I started to depend on him for everything. It was like he was addicted to the feeling of being needed or having someone to need.
She's got some good insight.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
Right. He buys her a plane ticket to his game and buys the whole row of seats on the plane so no one sits next to her.
Yeah. As someone with flying anxiety, though, like, I'd love that. Like, no one's next to me. I need space.
I want to just lay down.
Yeah, that sounds kind of nice. He then
confesses his love to her, but she doesn't say it back.
Yeah, because it's not love.
And
that was an evil laugh.
I know. Monroe then gets like an anonymous text of all the proof of what Lincoln has done. So the blackmailing, the landlord, the jobs, everything.
Okay. Is this from the dad?
Probably. But we don't know. It has like an anonymous number. She doesn't know. But probably because the dad is like obviously trying to get him in line too.
Yeah.
But so then she's like freaks out and she's trying to leave. She's like packed up her stuff. She's trying to leave and he doesn't let her. He fucking drugs her with a sedative.
Is this the crazy thing that you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was gonna say, I can't get crazier than this.
I know, because I was like, okay, like everything else, very dark romance, like I've read versions of it before.
But now we're going into like non-consensual like territory, and like that's a hard.
Right, and like there is like I think there's a difference between like non-con like within the romance.
For sure.
Like but like consensual
There's consent.
non-consent.
Yes, yeah.
Versus this is like, I'm drugging her and then holding her captive. Because he drugs her with a sedative. And then we find out that her birth control, I think she had like an IUD or something, doubles as a tracker.
What? What?
I don't know, man. She wakes up and
How does that even... Okay.
It's a fiction. Suspend your disbelief.
Watch out, everyone. Your birth control might be a tracker
for your psycho boyfriend.
Yeah.
She wakes up and she is chained to his bedpost.
This poor girl.
I know. And he tells her he's going to make her love him again. And then he... Okay, Grandma, terrified. Please stop listening.
Okay, your grandma, who's so sweet and comments on everything, I love reading all the comments. She should have not. She don't listen to this episode at all. Immediately when you said I'm not even gonna repeat it. The gross thing you said earlier with him watching her, I didn't even think of that until now, and I was like, oh no, my grandma. No, I immediately thought of your grandma and was like, just tell her not to listen to this one. She's been a girl. She knows. She knows what's up. Stop! No, just like. Don't listen. Anyways, so she's chained to the bed, whatever, and then she like falls asleep, and she wakes up to him eating her out. Nope. Not that that's gross. It's just the way that it's happening. Right, it's not okay.
Right. And then they like eventually like have sex, and then she tells him she loves him.
I just like literal like visceral like body chills.
Yeah. So then basically gets her to fall in love with him, in quotes, whatever. And then he blackmails his father to get him to move away, leave the company he works at or owns, so that he doesn't have to worry about whatever. And then this is like the main quote that I put down. I was like, okay, I need to share this one because it mentions therapist.
Okay, we made it. We made it, guys.
His obsession was a living, breathing thing that I was addicted to, that I craved with every marrow in my bones. Everything about our relationship was unhealthy. The kind of codependency that therapists all over the world warn their clients against with every breath in their body, and I would never let go.
Yeah. Clocked it.
Yeah. So she's aware, but also very much in it. But I don't know if that's like Stockholm Syndrome for real.
I think in Stockholm Syndrome, I don't know if you would have that awareness. I don't fully know. I'd have to look into that. But wow. Is that it?
Yeah. Yep. That was it.
Damn. So what did you rate this?
I think I gave it. I did not like it. And honestly, I wasn't I minded it. Like, it was probably gonna be like just like an average 3-star or whatever. Like, I didn't hate it, didn't love it, but it was a quick, easy read. But then the whole drugging her was like,
yeah, too far.
So I gave it a 2-star because a 1-star is like a DNF for me, where I hate it so much I didn't even finish it. So 2-star. So I hated it is basically what that is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at all of this through like a clinical lens, but actually first, was there anything involving like Lincoln's mom? Like she wasn't mentioned. So was she?
I think the really only thing that was mentioned is that like his parents cheated on each other a lot, and she was not really around. Like she was off jet setting to places and stuff.
True. Fair enough. And so looking at it through like a clinical lens, knowing that Monroe had some like what we call attachment wounds early on, like mom was going through a hard time and then ends up dying, and then she has to go into foster care, and then same thing with Lincoln, like if mom and dad were not displaying healthy behaviors, and then mom kind of leaves, and then dad's a jerk, and then brother dies, all this stuff going on, that would cause some like ruptures in their feelings of safety. So it would make sense that two people who have trauma backgrounds would find each other and would like utilize each other for like co-regulation or just trying to be each other's like safe person. But obviously the way that especially Lincoln is going about it is not something a safe person would be doing. That's not okay. None of that is okay. Right. We are not co-signing this. Yeah, especially too when Monroe seems so clear about her boundaries in the beginning, and then he just kept manipulating her and taking away like her ability to work and her source of income. like I said before, that's definitely financial abuse. This is all like fairly abusive behavior. So thinking like diagnosis-wise with the information I know, I don't know. I feel like we don't know too much about Monroe's like mental state because we just hear like bad thing after bad thing that Lincoln's doing. With Lincoln, I would definitely say probably, I almost wonder, like, I know it was mentioned a narcissistic, like, personality disorder. I don't know if he actually would fit the criteria without, like, reading the book myself.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely has those attachment wounds, which is not like a formal diagnosis, but it would be something to note. So right now, I would just give them both adjustment disorder because they're adjusting through some things happening in their life. But
is there a reason? This is probably a pretty loaded question of like why people abuse other people. Like, is there something?
oh yeah, that's a loaded question.
I know, but
like, I wish there was an answer for that.
Like,
I think a lot of times it does stem from childhood. I think it stems from the trauma that they experienced, or like I was saying, like attachment wounds. It's like that phrase, hurt people hurt people. So if someone is growing up, like let's take Lincoln, for example, let's say, dad's a jerk, or actually, I don't know his background entirely. So let's just say like Joe Smith goes to work every day and his boss yells at him. Then he comes home and he yells at his kid, Tommy Smith. And then Tommy Smith, that's what he knows. So then Tommy Smith goes to school and starts yelling at kids there and beating up on kids there. And then it's like this continuous cycle. Does that make sense? So I'd say a lot of why people abuse other people or hurt other people is because they are hurt themselves, which is not okay.
Right.
But a possible explanation.
What do you think? Why do you think Monroe chose to stay after he unchained her and everything? Like, do you think that has something to do mental health wise?
Oh yeah, I think she's probably, well, one, she like doesn't have resources anymore. Like he's abused her to the point where she doesn't have her own like income source. She moved in with him or whatever, right? So she doesn't have a place to go. I don't know what her social support looks like, but it sounds
I
like
don't think
probably
she has any friends.
Yeah, she's isolated. Yeah, so she's like leaning on him for support because he took away all of her supports. And so she's probably pretty fragile. And I wouldn't be surprised too, and let me know if this is in the book or not, but if he was saying stuff along the lines of like, I'm the only person who's going to be there for you, like no one else is there for you, like manipulating her into thinking that like there's no healthy people out there that are going to support her.
No.
Tough stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so definitely some mental stuff there.
For sure.
Okay, so if Lincoln and Monroe were coming to therapy, do you think that they would stay in therapy?
I think Monroe would. I think she is someone that like works hard. Like when she has something she needs to work towards, she will do that. I think she would stay and like really work and do like the homework that you give her and things like that. I think Lincoln would somehow blackmail someone to like revoke your license so you couldn't practice, so you couldn't help Monroe.
True. Yeah, we'd be at odds for sure. I'm wondering, couples therapy with them would probably be very interesting.
That would maybe fly on the wall for that one.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mary, for listeners who actually enjoyed this whack-ass book, what should they read next?
Well, for those who enjoyed it or maybe who didn't, like Brittany, I have a couple recommendations because I think this book is part of a hockey series, so dark romance series. If you want a hockey series that's not super dark romance, but still has like some smut in it, whatever, nice romance stories, then I would recommend reading the Kings of Ice series by Candy Steiner. So it follows different NHL players and their romance stories, or just like a sports series in general. The Windy City series by Liz Tomforty. Love that series. Let me find. I only have the first two books, but but the Mile High is number one, and then The Right Move. So Mile High follows a hockey player and a flight attendant.
Nice.
And then The Right Move follows a basketball player who is the brother of the flight attendant in the first book. So they're kind of like small, interconnected, but they're all standalones. The Right Move is the best romance book I've ever written. If
You've ever written? You wrote it?
Oh. Yeah, that's my pen name is Liz Tom 40. The best book I've ever read. If you want to read a book that just symbolizes perfectly quiet love, if you want to see a book that hits the nail on the head with acts of service as a love language, I need everyone to read this book. And you don't have to read the other ones in the series in order to get it. Like, there's no overarching whatever storyline. So you can just jump to this one. But
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the 2 series that I'd recommend for sports hockey romances that are not really dark and
not as crazy as this.
Cuckoo bananas. Yeah. They need help.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, from the clinical side, following along the theme of boundary setting from this book, I ask that we all maybe just take 5 minutes to think about our relationships and just think, do we need to have additional boundaries anywhere? Are we in healthy relationships? Maybe even just defining what a healthy relationship is to you could be helpful, and then going from there.
Okay. Yeah, so like I had said previously, this was 2 stars, and that's I hate this book because a 1 star is I DNF'd. I hated it so much I couldn't even finish it. This one I finished it. I probably would have DNF'd it if I wasn't reading the book for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we could read some 1-star reviews of other people who had hated the book, because now this is the one time we're we can actually agree because we both despise this book. Okay. Number 1. If Lincoln is your book boyfriend, get help.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Number 2. A pucking waste of time.
Cute.
Number 3. I found this book on Book Talk. This was seriously a terrible book. It could have been so much more, but was woefully lacking in everything.
Fair enough.
Yup. Oh, next one. No wonder the author has to pay the Book Talk girlies to promote. This was horrible.
Ooh, yikes, yikes.
Tea.
That is tea.
Tea. Another one. Lincoln, go get therapy, please. Monroe needs to run.
I love how everyone who's reading is okay, this is messed up.
Yeah, I'm let me see what the average rating was. So out of almost 100,000 ratings, it's at a 3.5, which is pretty high.
Yeah.
It has more 4 stars and 3 stars than 5 stars. So
okay.
I think people are generally on the same page with this one.
Okay.
But yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
In this field, we always like to get a second opinion, so let us know. Did we get the diagnosis right?
Slide into our DMs. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the whole 9 yards, and let us know your thoughts.
And if you are listening on Spotify, leaving a 5-star review acts as a little dopamine hit for us. It's very regulating.
Until next time, keep turning the pages.
And remember, reality is stressful. Read responsibly. And as we end, a quick reminder, I am a licensed therapist, but this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The discussions here are theoretical and applied to fictional characters. This is not medical advice. I am not your therapist, and listening to this podcast does not establish a client-therapist relationship. If you are experiencing a mental health emergency, please contact 988 or go to your nearest emergency room.
And before we sign off, I have the riddle for next episode's book. 2 hearts begin in a small town school, where silence speaks louder than being cool. She hides her home, he hides his shame, yet somehow they burn with the very same flame. At college halls, they switch their place. One finds power, one loses face. They drift apart, then back again, like tide and moon in secret pain. Love unspoken, fragile and deep, promises made they cannot keep. What story traces this quiet ache of 2 young souls who bend but don't break?
I have a feeling I know what this one is. Yikes. Till next time.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.